It was a night like any other in the shadow-laced valleys of Uttarakhand, until a single call shattered the illusion of calm. A voice, cold and anonymous, cracked through the static lines of the Ramnagar police station on January 4th, 2020. A woman's been found, burned, in the fields near Bailpokhara. No name, no emotion, just ash and silence at the other end. Station in charge Dineshnath Mahant responded without hesitation, his instincts carved by years of service. Yet, as he arrived at the isolated field, even he, battle-hardened and numb to routine cruelty, felt a chill that wasn't from the mountain air. Before him, a scorched form lay amidst dry grass and smoke. The body had been incinerated almost beyond recognition. A charred mobile phone was found resting upon it, like a grim seal to a forgotten identity. Soon, higher-ranking officers, SSP Sunil Kumar Meena, SP Amit Srivastava, and the circle officer arrived, but even with their experience, no leads emerged. No vehicle, no weapon, no motive. Only scorched earth and the echoes of death. The only clue, faint tire marks etched into the mud near the field. A vehicle had come and gone, swiftly and silently. The implication was horrifying. It wasn't just a murder, but a calculated disappearance. Whoever had done this didn't want her to be found, and perhaps she never would have been. But something in the way the body was placed, the ritualistic burning, the presence of the mobile, it spoke of desperation, not confidence. Someone was hiding something. The post-mortem confirmed it. She had been strangled with a rope before being set ablaze. Her death had not been instantaneous. She had been planned for. The next day, a wave of silence crept across every station in the Nainital district. No missing woman reported, no family searching, as if this woman had never existed. Dineshnath, however, refused to let the case go cold. He rounded up 30 known offenders, men with histories as stained as the soil where the body was found. But none of them cracked. Not a single clue slipped through their lips. If witnesses wouldn't speak, the machines would. Dineshnath ordered a massive sweep. CCTV footage from over 100 cameras on routes leading in and out of Bailpokhara. Days blurred as footage was examined frame by frame. Finally, a grainy image surfaced. On the night of January 30th, a solitary vehicle was captured near the murder site. 20 minutes later, it was seen again, leaving. The number plate, however, was smeared by darkness. Then came the breakthrough, a clearer image from a camera farther down the road. The number was legible. The vehicle belonged to a man named Ramanjit Singh from Chaklawa village. When the police arrived at his door, he was cooperative but surprised. He hadn't driven the vehicle that day. His brother-in-law, Kuldeep Singh, had borrowed it. That date? January 30th. Suddenly, the fog began to lift. The body found on the 31st. The car borrowed on the 30th. Something sinister was coalescing, and Kuldeep was the key. But Kuldeep had vanished. He was hunted like a shadow across villages, his name whispered at tea stalls and truck stops. Then, on February 11th, near the Ganeri River Bridge, the predator was caught. Kuldeep didn't last long under pressure. His confession chilled the blood. The woman was Anita Ahuja, wife of his friend Ravindra from Delhi. He and Ravindra had planned her murder. They had strangled her, burned her, discarded her like refuse. But why? The answer waited in Delhi, wrapped in the charming lies of a man who believed himself untouchable. When the Ramnagar police found Ravindra Ahuja, he didn't appear as a man capable of murder. He wore the face of grief, spun a tale of his wife gone to Mumbai for film training, of ambition and opportunity. But Kuldeep had already sung his truths, and the silence between Ravindra's words was deafening. Pressed again, Ravindra broke. The tale that spilled from his lips was not of love, but of jealousy and fractured pride. Anita was ambitious. After years of struggle, she'd begun earning recognition as a junior artist. She even ran her own agency. For a woman like Anita, the world was finally opening. But for a man like Ravindra, caged in his own insecurities, her rise felt like abandonment. They had adopted a child together when natural conception failed them, but it didn't bind them. Ravindra saw shadows in her success, flirtation in her conversations, betrayal in her dreams. Then came the moment that confirmed his darkest fear. Messages, photos. A man from Kashmir, obscene, affectionate, real. His mind, already corroded by suspicion, fell into rage. But Ravindra did not shout, did not confront. He planned. He reached out to Kuldeep, a man with fewer scruples, less to lose, more to gain, and together they charted Anita's death as if it were a business deal. A rope, a car, 5 liters of black oil. Ravindra deposited 2,000 rupees in Kuldeep's wife's account to buy the items. He told Anita that Kuldeep had contacts in the film industry, that a big break awaited. She trusted him, smiled, dreamed. On January 30th, they boarded a bus to Ramnagar. Ravindra bought her tea. The sleeping pills worked swiftly. By nightfall, she was unconscious, limp in the back seat of the borrowed car. Kuldeep drove into the darkness. Near Uttarakhand, the rope tightened. She never woke up, never saw her killers. Her corpse was dumped in a field. Oil doused her. Fire consumed her. Ravindra returned home, fabricated a story of Mumbai training. He even used Anita's phone, replying to messages, fooling her sisters. He thought he had won, but evil always overplays its hand. The trap was simple. The police used Kuldeep's phone to contact Ravindra. A pretext. A dip in the holy Ganges at Haridwar to wash away sins, he was told. Ravindra agreed, unaware that fate had sharpened its claws. As his train rolled into Motachur station, the noose tightened. Officers were already waiting. He never even made it out of the platform before being taken. Back at the station, as cold steel cuffs replaced the illusion of control, Ravindra recounted every detail, each thread woven into a net of betrayal. From Anita's career to her last breath, he narrated everything with a hollow detachment. Her dream, to shine in cinema, died in a ditch. Anita had only ever wanted more from life, and Ravindra, too weak to understand her, destroyed her. The police recovered everything: the rope, the jar, the clothing, even the phone. The court listened. The evidence was overwhelming. The 2 men, once brothers in crime, now inmates awaiting judgment. The world moved on. But the question lingered. How often do we crush others' dreams out of our own insecurity? How many Anitas walk among us, silenced by those they trust most? And more disturbingly, how many Ravindras still believe they will never be caught? Let the audience think, reflect, and ask themselves, if love can turn into murder, then what truly is the value of trust?